Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. We're on YouTube and Instagram at Joey143Jenny, and we're on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. Well, can you guess what I'm going to do today? I wanted to make some super secret fabric flips. So I've already gone through the fabric just to kind of set some up. And most of these are through my scraps, and so I'll need to size a few of them. I also have here I'm going to slide these over just a bit. I also have some things I want to put on the back, and I have my wool square. It has a little yellow on it from something. I don't know what that is. My wool square, because I want to press some of these and kind of size them up for these. Will be on the back, and what I've done is I've gone with like that would be the spring. This will be the spring one, and this is the spring one. I'm gonna take some of this off. This will be the large part of it. Okay, and then I'm just going to put this little, isn't that cute, this little napkin on here. But I'm going to press it a little bit. Now, I may not get all 4 of these done on camera, but I'll finish them and put a picture on Facebook or in Instagram. So let's put this kind of where we want it. We'll see once we get the others on, because some of it's like, because I just don't know where they're all going to land. Now this one, I think what I'm going to do is come off with that one a little bit, so I'll need to cut that and put this down. These two may not be, you may not see them very well, because I am going to lay this over. This is part of a scarf that I got at my friend's flea market, and I love it. And I'm not going to press it. I like how it's looking. And then I'm going to drop this antique piece of vintage, I guess I should say, piece of lace down. And then I have this little guy. And it's going to go across the top. Okay. So maybe that needs to go over a little bit more to the middle, a little bit. Okay. And then across the top. Okay, so let's see. Let's cut here and here. Excuse me, I'm still having a little bit of trouble with allergies. It's driving me nuts. Okay. All right, of course I'll be saving that. You know that. Okay. That gives a fun edge. But let's see. I might have that little hemmed edge there. And this here. And then this here. And we will trim it as needed. Okay, so I'm going to just pin this for a second. Not to the base, because I'm going to save that and I'm going to sew that later. But this one is going to, this is going to be the back. It's going to be like this. And then I'll sew this to this one. I'll show you a quick way to do that. And then when you flip up, you'll see that. Excuse me again. Let's cut that or tear it. It's a fun piece. Oh, and I think the next video we'll do maybe some clusters. So these will be fun to use in the clusters. Okay. Lots of strings. All right. So I'll be sewing this to this, only here and here. Where's my pins? Okay, here's my pins. So just the bottom and the top. Now, if you are concerned about ongoing fraying and things like that, before you attach these, you could stitch, you know, here and here. Do I want to do that? I might do that anyway. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to open it just to remind myself that I'm going to do that. All right, back to the pile. Okay, now let's look at this one. This is going to be the first one we sew because this is the thread I have in the machine. Here's my white thread and bobbin, so I'll put that with that one because it's going to be in white. Okay, so this one needs a little trim here. Believe it or not, I'll save that. I'll put it in the pickle jar. This one I'm going to, excuse the reach, I'm going to use this. That one's autumn. So I love this kind of a linen. Might be the right width, that tear right there. Yeah. So let's just finish that tear off. Okay. Of course, you could cut this if you want. I love the tear look. Almost every piece of fabric that I have has some tearing off of it. Okay, I'll toss that over there. Keep my kind of my whites and big pieces over there. Yardage, I guess you could call it. Okay. Woo! Settle down. All right. Hope everybody's having a good day. Off to a good start. I ended up not finishing up at Vacation Bible School. I just wasn't feeling super well. I do believe it was allergies, just had terrible headache. And I was telling a friend at church that I don't have a good smell. I don't, what am I trying to say? I don't have a very good sense of smell. I'm hard of smelling, I guess I could say. And I think I'm going to go, so that's the salvage, so that's not going to unravel. But boy, I like that, how that is. So maybe I will go this way, because this is, let's see. I think this is a side that we'll use as a pocket. If you've never made my super secret pocket flips, super secret flips, this is the way to do it. But anyways, I was telling a friend that, you know, I'm very hard of smelling and have been for years, and then COVID certainly didn't help that. But when I was not feeling well the other day, I could smell things that I hadn't smelled in a long time or forever. An example is I have, look at this great piece. Yeah, like that. Where's the pickle jar? Okay. I do think I'm gonna sew down that. Anyways, okay, before I finish the story, so this next piece is only going to go to this hem. So I'm just going to sew to that hem, and I may, trying to think, do I want that to hang? Well, we will for now. But anyways, so I was telling her that the days that I wasn't feeling well, I was smelling things. So we've had this hand soap in our bathroom for the same kind of hand soap. You know, I get the same one every time, for 4 years, and I've never smelled it. I just like the way it feels. And I was washing my hands, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can smell that soap. So, and that was the way it was that whole first day that I was home. I was smelling all kinds of stuff. Now I'm back to normal. I don't smell a thing. But I would think it would be the opposite. You know what I mean? Like, you start to feel better and you're smelling things, but that's not the way it was with me. I wasn't feeling good and I was smelling things. Isn't this beautiful? I lightly touch that because I have a feeling about it melting. It has some gold through there. It's so pretty. I think I bought this at, somewhere, and I think it might have been a curtain or a shirt or something, because some of it had a hem to it. I think I like that weird edge at the bottom. Maybe, we'll see. And then I have this little chenille ribbon embellishment. Excuse me. And then I have this to go over the top. So let's get a little pin in that. Okay, and then that's going to go on that. Okay. All right. Okay, so then I have this for summer. And this isn't the same blue, but oh my gosh, I just thought it looked so sweet. But I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. And still use it at the top, but not as a ruffle. Of course, I'll save that. You knew I would, right? Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay, and save that. Pickle jar. Okay. Ouch. All right, now these I think are fairly pressed. Not completely, but fairly. This red was also something. You can see where it was hemmed right here. This is off of a napkin, one of those cloth napkins that I got at that estate sale where I got a gajillion of them. Then this was in a bundle of fabric that I bought, and it was the start. I don't know if you remember seeing this one. It was the start to someone making a smocked apron. Super cute. Wow, my iron is just going at it today. I filled it with water. Okay. Whoopsie. I crinkled that. Okay. All right. And then this will go on top. And I think I'm going to try to straighten it just a smidgy. Okay. So that's going to go on top. That needs to drop down just a bit. Oh boy. Okay. bit more. Hope I don't forget to catch that in the sewing. Yeah, so Joey and I are getting ready to you know, do some of our day tripping, and I bought him a gift. I ordered it and bought it, and do you know I forgot that I did that, and I saw it in the cart, so I must have put it in the cart twice, and online, and ordered it again. And so, and I didn't even realize that when it came. I was like, oh yay, it came. And then just a minute ago, I've got all his things hiding here in my studio. So a minute ago, I was kind of going through some of the things because they're around my fabrics and stuff. This one isn't torn very well. And I'm just going to tear it here for a second, see what happens. So anyways, I was going through the packages because I haven't wrapped them or anything yet. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've got 2 of those. Oh my gosh. So I need to send one back. So funny. Okay, I hope this is not too off grain. A little bit off grain. That won't even tear. Let's see. So, my gosh. And I've done that a couple of times. I've done it a couple of times with digitals. There, that one's not too bad. Okay. Anyways, I've done it a couple of times with digitals I've bought on Etsy. I'll be like, oh, that is so pretty. And then I get it, and it's like, second time bought. Cracks me up. Okay, so we got that and that. All right, so this one, the thing to remember is to flip it, you know, to where it's on the back, so that when you flip it up, it's pretty. Okay. So I'm going to sew the bottom, and I'm going to sew the side. Where's another blue? Let's do yellow so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay. All right. And that's going to go with that one. Okay. And then I have the red thread for that. Okay. Then the Christmas one is out of control. Out of control. It's crazy colors, but I think it'll still be super fun. Okay. Look at this. This is me measuring. This one goes back. I've got a little Christmas fabric bucket over there that I need to put that back in. I've got some more little Christmas ones I need to put into. Okay. All right, so then that's going to be the backing. And then this is going to go on the top of that. And this is pretty well flat. pretty well. This is the salvage. Isn't that pretty? It's kind of doubled up there. So that'll be nice and secure. Okay, so that's that. Okay. And then on top of it is going to go this band, this little piece of vintage. I know that's not Christmas, but I thought it was pretty. Okay, that's going to go on there. Then this Christmas has an odd end here, which is fine with me. Go on there somehow. And then I thought this, gotta figure that out. I hope that doesn't unravel. Might have to put a little bit of glue on it, like that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to put a little glue on it. And then this across the top. And I think I'm gonna try to do it without ungathering it, because I thought the gathering looked kind of cute. Okay. Alrighty. So it's two. I'm going to take 2 pins. Okay. All right, so we're going to do the autumn one first because that's the thread I have, and then we'll switch to summer and Christmas because they're both going to be in red. Is that right? Yeah, they'll both be in red. Oh gosh. We'll have to relay that down. Anyways, they'll both be in red threads, so we'll do those last. Or, I mean, next. And then we'll switch out and we'll do the white for spring. Okay. I'll put those over there. Okay. All right, I'll move this out of the way. Move my iron out of the way. And let's get a paper towel and wipe this water up. Let's see if this is really the quicker picker upper. Ooh, look at all that. All that dust from tearing. Okay. Grab the sewing machine. Keep it over here on the floor right next to me so it gets a little of that dust on it. Probably not the best thing. Ah, I lost my cord. Here we go. Alrighty. Get my foot pedal in order here. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Okay, so I have gold. I don't know if you can see that, but I have gold. And what I'm going to do, okay, this is the top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sew the side and the bottom. I'm going to put one more in there. This napkin, I've torn it, you know, as you can see, to have it straight, but I tell you what, it is shifty. Okay. And I'm just going to do a straight stitch. And, oh, please don't act up. Oh, it's acting up. Okay, let's see what's going on here. When it acts up on paper, yeah, what's this third string? When it acts up on paper, that's a mess, isn't it? Or when you're making a outfit or something. I keep this little brush here. There is a brush in there, but I keep this little brush here too. That's help me to clean that out. Like I said, it sits right here by me, so it does get a little bit of ick. Oh, so Joey took in our wedding bands, to particularly mine, but he did take his in to you know, to just get the prongs checked, and we decided I would resize mine. I've gained a little weight. Not a little, but I've gained some weight since we got married. And and then his is a beautiful band, and so we're having it polished. Okay, now is everybody going to be okay? Okay, let's behave. Give it a try. Okay. So yeah, it feels really weird without my ring on, cutting off my circulation, you know. It'll be nice to get one that's a little bit bigger. Okay. I'm going slow because this fabric being so old, it's super thin and very, very soft, and so it's a little bit shifty, you know, shifts around a little bit. Okay. All right, so there's that. Now we're going to add this to the top. Nice and easy. Get everybody up at the top. All right. And put a few pins in. Now, depending on the journal this goes in, which it might go in the 4 Seasons, I think it will. But depending, I guess, on the page it goes on, we may have to, once it's on, or once we decide where to put it, we may have to trim back the doily, you know, cut these off a little bit. We'll see. Okay, I think everything is in place. So then I'm just going to sew across that. And I'm debating, I think I'm going to zigzag it because some of this is cut in a little fraying, so I think we'll zigzag it. Okay. Back stitch a little bit too. I told you about the time that I was making purses or something when I had my store. I can't remember. I used to make a bunch of stuff, and I was going through several layers of denim and just really pushing it on this sewing machine. Can't remember what sewing machine I had at the time, but anyways, really pushing it. Went right through my finger. Okay. Now, did I get everything? This is what I want to check. I always like to check. Did I get everything? Because then we can put another layer on. Okay. So we got everything. And there is our little super secret flip, because usually you can flip it up. This is what, let's see, where's a piece of paper? Grab one real quick. Okay. Yep. Okay, so we'll put this on a page. It might be a bigger page, so I'm not worried about it right now. And then you flip it up and you write a super, you write your secret down. But in this one, it's a super secret because it has, I don't know if this will fit, but it has a place for you to tuck a super secret in there. So that's going to be fun. I do believe I'm going to like it better if I get rid of this at the bottom. So I think I'm going to trim that. Hold tight where I'm tearing it because I don't want it to rip that apart. Because I think this will look nicer. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay. All right, so we have that one done. Now, I will pause and rethread in the red so that we don't take up too much time. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've put the red in. I am going to go down this right here just to kind of help that from not fraying too. Ooh, I zigzagged it. Well, that's okay. We'll zigzag it. I forgot to change. I was a little bit worried about this red bobbin because some of the it didn't wind super silky, you know. It didn't line up nicely around the spool. So I was a little concerned about it. But so far so good, thankfully. Oh boy. Spoke too soon almost. All right. Then I'm going to go across the bottom, and I am going to change it to just a straight stitch. So I'm going to go across the bottom. Why that is poking out like that? Oh well. Bottom and side, and then we'll add the top. Okay. Hopefully that bobbin will do well. It definitely is a risk I'm taking. What's fun about these is you can add, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to match the fabric doesn't have to match, doesn't have to coordinate, could be wacky, and it's still going to be so fun and look so cute. And you don't even have to sew it. You can actually, glue it if you want. Okay, now what happened here? Oh, that's that. Okay, I was like, why didn't that stick? Oh boy. Okay. And then here is this. So we'll get that down on there. Just where we want it. Okay, I'm going to take it apart real quick and lay it down and get my pins where I want them. almost wondering if I want this here. Yeah, I think I do. Maybe I want this here. That. Christmas ones particularly for me, unless, you know, you're going with like a specific Christmas theme. I just think it's fun to be just goofy, crazy with the embellishments, you know, every color you get, every glitter comes your way. Gaudy, as they say. But I also like it when it's pretty pristine too, because, you know, even decorating, I've had, you know, an all silver and white before. Now I just do all vintage, all my vintage stuff. Okay, so that's pretty well done. Can I get that one a little straighter? And we'll sew it, and if there's anything poking out, we can clip it off if we need to. That one's a little bit wonky there, but I think I'm just gonna try to follow the line of the ruffle tape at the top. Come on. What's happening? Why is it acting like that? Okay. Like I said, this poor girl, she has sewn through so many things. It's any wonder she hasn't given up on me, but she's a tough one. She is a tough one. Oh yeah, see it? This is what was going on back there. And that's okay. We're going to glue this to a page anyways. And, you know, sometimes I just don't even worry about that stuff. I'm going to clean this up a little bit here, though. Just so it doesn't take away from the fun ruffle. Trying to clip the ruffle. Okay. All right, Christmas one is down. Now, once you get this in your journal, I have found that they behave a little bit better because, you know, they're in between pages and stuff. And then if they don't behave, it's fun to look, you know, to look at each fabric as you put it in place. Okay. I don't mind all of these little strings as time goes on, but when I put it in the journal, I like it to kind of be a little bit, start out a little bit neat. Okay, so there's Christmas. Now summer. In summer we wanted to do this ends as well. Just to kind of keep it from unraveling. You don't have to do this part, and many times I don't. But this particular fabric that I'm using, some of it's so old, and then some of it is just thin, you know, gravelly. So I just do a quick zip down it. Okay. So this one, it's, when you do that, it just takes a little bit longer, that's all. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we're just going to do the bottom and this, the back side of it. Now, depending on, like, all of mine are going the same way. They're all going to have an insert this way. Maybe I'll do the spring one the opposite. Yep. Okay. We'll do that. We'll do the spring one the opposite. Just a couple of back stitches. Oh boy, what's happening? Something's going on back here. Sometimes I don't even want to know until I'm done. But there's obviously something going on. Yeah, it's not. No, it's catching. All right, what's happening here? Front looks good. Back's a mess. All right, I have the seam ripper over here that I use on everything. So I don't know if this will even... Yeah, see, it's really dull for... Yikes. Put my other seam rippers across the room. Okay, that was easy enough. Well, it's good that it was just on the back, you know, just doing the back part, not with all those other fabrics. That would have been a little more difficult to get the stitches out. Okay. Okay. I was almost embarrassed to pull that seam ripper because I thought that seam ripper has, I don't know if it's ever been used on fabric. I use it for everything else. Okay, so I think we were sewing this part here. So much static. Okay, there's a situation. A situation here. Okay. And I know it's the bobbin because, like I said, it's not smoothly threaded. You know, obviously I have a very simple you know, one sewing machine that a new beginner would use, probably. to see if they want to sew, or someone that doesn't sew very much. Excuse me, because it was inexpensive. But I'll tell you, it does not wind a bobbin well at all. I mean, it's you just don't know. Is today going to be the day it's going to wind well? And once in a while I get a smooth bobbin wind. I need to maybe put on my Christmas list for Joey to maybe see if he'll get me just a bobbin winder, you know. It does, I think, probably wear your machine out a little bit quicker when you do a lot of bobbins. And I've got, what I try to do is a bobbin for whatever color I'm using. Go a little bit, and then I just keep them, you know, like this, keep them in a bag together. So poor machine, she's wound her share of bobbins, that's for sure. And then when I quilt, believe it or not, I use this sewing machine to quilt it. And I go through, usually white thread is what I use, but oftentimes I'll do the color of the quilt, you know, like the main color, teal, or whatever the color, brown, whatever the color is. So that way when you do that, you're always redoing. Whereas when I do white, I have several white to do. Okay, so that's several white bobbins already prepared, you know. Okay. So that's going to go here. And I think, okay, I'm going to take it off again and just reposition. Sleeves up. Debating, do I want this to come all the way down? I think I'll put it as far, well, maybe over just a smidgy. All right, and then this one, and then this, and then this. Okay. I know some of that smocking is being covered up, but that just can't be helped. See, I like the look of the eyelet. Is that the right side? Yeah. I like the look of the eyelet, but it's so nice that it lays flat, you know, when you take the binding off. Okay, now this one I am going to zigzag across. I think that might look kind of cute. I'm going to cut that a little bit. All right. And I love this blue and red together. Okay. Shift it to zigzag. I'm just going to go right along the top here and hope to catch everything. Oops. It's cute. It reminds me, I used to make at my shop, and for my youngest granddaughter, I made her one, baby's first aprons, and oh my gosh, they were so cute. And that's what this kind of reminds me of. All these colors. Okay, now did I do that right? Yeah. So there's our secret compartment there. And that one's done. How are we doing on time? Okay, you know what I think I'm going to do is just pause and go for it. We'll get all of them done. So let me rethread, and I'm going to put white in. One moment. Okay, so I've got the white thread in the machine, and I went ahead and just stitched, these two open sides to where that's where the super secret's going to go in. And now let's get this on top. No, now let's sew the bottom and the side, and then we'll put that on top. Don't act up. You were so nice. Oh. Oh, what's happening? Yuck. What's going on? I think I'll get my brush again. Make sure there's no... Make sure there's no loose threads in there. Just a bunch of dust. Okay. Oh. Where's my... Oh. Broke the thread. Okay. Can I get it threaded from back here? Got my nose right on it. Oh gosh. There we go. I was never good at carnival games. That's what this reminds me of. Trying to thread the needle from a sitting position way back here. But I'm glad I was able to do it. I've been kind of rethinking my bifocals. I have the progression or whatever, the progressive lenses, and I've kind of been rethinking them as to, do I just go ahead and just get distance and take my glasses off when I'm reading or whatever, because I take them off now anyways. That's what I'm in the habit of doing. Otherwise, I'm tilting my head all the way back, which is not super comfortable. Because I guess with, the progressive ones, you have 3, I don't know if you have more than 3, different sight, what is it, links, or I don't know what they call it, but anyways, you have close up, you have distance, and then I had the middle for, computer work and stuff. But I find that I'm constantly trying to find, I'm just constantly trying to find where is the best vision. Nothing seems to be the best. So I think, well, maybe if I just have, distance, and then just take my glasses off for everything else, maybe that'll be the ticket. Kind of reminds me of like trying to look through binoculars, you ever try to do that, and then you're like, oh, I just can't get it. I cannot seem to get it to focus. So that's me with different distances. I think this is sweet. I love that scarf under here. So sweet. I have to say, it's very, very difficult for me to cut into a scarf, especially if it's vintage fabric. It's so hard, but the very second I make that cut, I use that thing to death, and it makes me think, how much more am I enjoying it? How much more do, multiple people get to enjoy it? Because if it's something I'm giving to someone, they get a piece of it. And it's just so hard, that very first cut, for some reason. It's hard. But I'm so glad that I cut that scarf. I just absolutely love it. Okay, now I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to cut these off, because if I don't, I won't stop at the right spot, and then it won't be as secure, I don't think. Okay. And then I'll trim that off when it's all said and done. Okay, now what am I going to do? I think I'm going to do just a straight stitch across the top. I think that'll be sweet. I'm going to go over my pins. Hope that doesn't break anything. Just so many layers. Ooh, that one's dangerous right there. At a slant. That's pressing it if I go over that. Okay. Okay, there's our pocket. Okay, now let's trim this back. These are those scissors Kathy gave me. They cut like butter. Fisker. Razor edge, it's called. Does anything else need a trim? Just a little bit here. This one we're going to wait on the edges to see how, how wide the other page is. Okay, let's take a look. Thank you, sewing machine, for being so good today. That's that little pin cushion my mom made me. Sweet. Okay. Spring. Spring. This very delicate, super soft. Oops. What's that? Scarf. Pretty little napkin. Fabric. Flip. It's fun. Lots of fun. Summer. That's spring. Summer. This gives me a chance to get all the business off of there. Okay. Sweet little vintage eyelet. Oh, get off of there. And this is fun. Little napkin. Little peekaboo guy there. It's a little bit hidden, but that's okay because when you flip, it's fun to see. It's a nice little surprise. Okay, and then flip. There's your flip, and there's your secret pocket. Spring, summer, autumn, have our doily. We have our little chenille. This thing is literally on silk. It is so soft. Then we have this pretty little thing from a curtain or a shirt or something. A little bit of quilting fabric. Some canvasy sort of. And then this is our backing. Be fun. You could stamp something on there, paint, whatever. Here's our pocket, and then flip, and you have that. It's pretty. Okay. Autumn. All right. Okay. Oops. And winter. I made this one Christmassy. Some strings. So we have this fun little ruffle. Couldn't think there for a second. And this little embellishment has this gold tinsel through it. And then this little strip with some hollies, some different hollies here. Non-Christmas, but I thought the colors were fun. Ticking, and then your flip. And then here is your pocket. And that is our winter. Awesome. Okay, cool. Thanks everybody for hanging with me. I hope you enjoyed that. I know it was kind of a long video. I appreciate it if you were able to stay to the end. Don't forget, we pray blessings over you, and we want you to always know you're so loved. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.